Hey loves, it's your girl Mariah Sincere, and I'm back with another bomb live. As y'all know, I did not come on and do the lunch hour this morning, so I said I gotta make up to y'all and hit y'all up before I go to bed. So we got a lot to get into today. We're going to be talking about DJ Mustard, these hairstylists and their crazy prices. Stephen A. Smith seemingly defending P. Diddy, and Don Lemon calling Jaguar Wright Baroque. And of course, if y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about, we can get into it. But yeah, guys, so I'm just going to wait on some people to get in here. For those of y'all who are new here and y'all don't know me, I am a self-love coach who specializes in helping people radically transform my life. I know their lives. I know a lot about that. I did it myself. Matter of fact, I'm coming to y'all live from Medellin, Colombia at the beginning of the year. I decided I hated living in Texas, working as a teacher. I was like gaining weight rapidly. It's crazy because once I get off my cycle and my face kind of the swelling comes down, I'm going to show y'all a live that I did at the beginning of the year versus now, and you're going to see the physical difference. Like, I didn't think I was changing, but yes, I have changed quite a bit since I quit this job. Um, Also, again, if you need help doing any type of coaching, whether it's you want to move to another country, I really want to work with people who want to do that because I've done it. But if you want to change your life, then hit me up at ThePassportSis@gmail.com. I promise y'all I am not cracking you over the head for coaching. Okay. Matter of fact, we're gonna talk about a stylist who was trying to crack her client over the head over $50. What up, D Mally? Good to see you in the building. Thank y'all for coming through. Um, if y'all can hit the like button as y'all are coming in, I really appreciate it. That's gonna help people know that I'm on live. But yeah, I said I ain't come on this morning, but I still want to come on here and give y'all something. So I feel like tonight is gonna be a good live. I really do. Let me light my candle. Y'all know I gotta set my little vibe. D Mally, did you see what was happening with DJ Mustard's case? I said we got to talk about that. I just saw it, so we have to talk about that. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes and then we're gonna get into it. But y'all know that DJ Mustard filed for divorce from his wife, who was a longtime girlfriend before, and it looked like the judgment did not go in his favor. Hey, Skinny, good to see you. Okay, what up? We got Skinny here. We got Olivia here. I know that's right. Okay, so this is gonna be a good live. I'm already turned. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button so that people can know I'm on here. Yes, I'm gonna show you. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. Because I have some opinions about that. I got a lot of opinions about that. And I'm pulling it all up right now. We're gonna talk about CH as well, the person that is running for the highest position in the land. I'm not gonna talk about that until we get toward like the middle of the live because again, I don't want the algorithm picking up on that. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna get into a lot more than what I put on the title. It's just y'all, my videos were getting such low views, and at first I thought, well, maybe I'm shadow banned, but I'm like, I'm not even big out here like that for YouTube to be trying to shadow ban me. Then I did a little bit of research, and people were saying that like if you put too many tags on your video, it confuses the algorithm. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense because my videos would start getting views. And then when I went back in after I got off live and I would add like so many tags. Then it's like that's when things would kind of slow down. So I kind of tested this out on the last live that I did and didn't add all those tags. I just added a few. And I'm like, okay, I got way better views on that video. So I'm going to continue with that and try not to put too much in the title and in the tags. Because I noticed that since I started doing that, that is when my views started lagging a little bit. Ah, no, I was not. Okay, so this is what skinny. I was like, I knew everybody was gonna be talking about that. Okay, guys. So, while people are coming in, I'm gonna tell y'all where I went this weekend on Saturday. So, there's this place in Colombian Antioquia called Guacate. So basically, guys, like it's a place where there used to be, first of all, the main attraction there is this big rock, right? It's like huge. If y'all go on my Instagram page after the live at Mariah Sincere, y'all will see. Well, did I post the pictures? I will post them. But basically, it's a huge rock, and you like climb all the way up to the top, and there's like all the, it's like 725 steps to get to the top, which that doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot. It takes the average person like 20 minutes to get up there. And you're like, oh my God, you feel like you're going to be unalive. But once you get to the top, it's beautiful because there are these man-made rivers that they have here in Colombia. But basically, they use that region over there to power a lot of this part of Colombia and Antioquia. And there used to be like an old city over there, but basically the government and the electric company bought up the city. They relocated the city and like flooded the old city with water. But Pablo Escobar has an old property there. A couple of Colombian soccer players have houses over there. Like, you know, it's basically where like rich people go buy homes, even though it's not heavily populated because it's so beautiful. But so in Colombia, y'all know they have the coca leaf, and the coca leaf is used to make the cocaine. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to say with an accent because I want to say it wrong so the algorithm doesn't pick it up. But it has to go through a chemical process. If y'all have ever watched Narcos and seen what they were doing in the jungle, they extract a chemical, a psychoactive chemical from the leaves, and then they process it synthetically, and that's how they make the powder, right? But a lot of people that work in the mountains, you know, especially places where the altitude is really high, they like chew on it or suck it in between their cheeks or drink it in tea on a regular basis, because when it's not chemically processed, it acts as like a stimulant. So they gave it to us for free on the tour we went on, and I just felt good energy. Like, you know how sometimes when you drink coffee, you feel like jittery or anxious or nervous? No, it was like a healthy, I'm taking care of myself energy. And then on top of that, I didn't get any altitude sickness or anything like that. So it does what it says it's going to do. And they were selling bags. But the problem is, if you try to come back into the United States with those bags, the coca leaves, you're going to the Fed. You're going to prison, baby. That is Fed time. Hey, Carlos, what's up? Good to see you here, brother. Okay, it's going to be a good live. I'm excited. But honestly and truly, I really did like them coca leaves. Like, I really wish I would have bought a bag, because I would be making that tea when I wake up in the morning, because it really is like a cleaner feeling stimulant than like a coffee. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'd be making that dang tea every day. South America are known to chew coca leaves for stamina while working in the field. Yeah, yeah, and it's a healthy stamina. Like, it's not like a, oh my God, I feel like my heart is about to pump out my chest. Baby, they said they know not to bring it to the United States because we wouldn't do right with them dang leaves. They use gasoline in the cocaine making process. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sure they do. They probably do some. Okay, so we got 7 people in here. That's good enough for me. Please, y'all make sure to hit that like button. That lets people know that I'm live, and we're going to get started on the topic. So, not I'm a new plug, baby. Don't have the feds watching my live. Don't have them watching my live. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and share the Shade Room's post on Instagram. So, guys, if y'all didn't know, DJ Mustard and his wife are going through a divorce. Well, they were going through a divorce. They are divorced. I've talked about this before on a live. Basically, she was the girlfriend for a really long time. They got married, and then not even like a year later, he filed for divorce. Now, we don't know all the details, but I speculate what happened was She waited around for him. Y'all know how women be with a dude for years and years and years. The whole time he was messing with other women, the whole time he out and about in these streets. But the woman is so invested because she's like, I put in all this time, I put up with all this stuff. I at least want to get a ring, right? Or maybe he'll treat me differently if we're married. But honestly and truly, marriage don't really change how a person treats you. I mean, if they weren't treating you right before the marriage, then they just don't value loyalty in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't value you. I don't understand how getting married to somebody is going to change it. And honestly, if they took that long to get married to you, they don't even value marriage. So it seemed like a well, damn, here kind of marriage. What I speculate happened is that she got to talking, he was still continuing with his behaviors, and she got to talking about divorce or looking like she was going to divorce. So he said, let me go ahead and just beat her to the punch so that legally and financially I can get ahead of this. Now, these are my speculations. We don't know anything. I'm a good judge of these type of things. But again, I'm only speculating. We don't know this for sure. So the divorce was finalized. Let me share this. Hold on. Let me get to the comments. Thank you so much, Skinny Boy. Okay, so the divorce was finalized. So this is on the Shade Room. It says Mustard to keep fleet of cars and Chanel Theory to receive over 24,500 monthly in child support and divorce settlement. That's a lot of money. Okay. Let me read what else it says. Court docs state that Mustard's divorce attorney, Samantha Spector, helped with the deal, which will secure him a 2022 Maybach Benz, a 2018 Lamborghini Aventador, I don't know what that is, a 2022 Cadillac Escalade, a 2022 Rolls-Royce Colombian, a 2019 Lamborghini Urus, and more. So he kept a whole bunch of cars. Okay. He will also retain a Chatsworth mansion and residential properties in Simi Valley and Los Angeles. The former couple will share joint legal custody of their 3 children, and Chanel will receive over $24,500 per month in child support. In addition, she will get a one-time buyout payment for spousal support of $315,000 and hold on to her Tesla Model X. Lastly, Mustard cut Chanel a one-time equalization payment to even things out for $275,000. So, in my opinion, sis got paid. So I don't know if that was the move. Like, I don't know if he should have went and filed the divorce, but I guess she was maybe thinking about doing it anyway. And again, we don't know all the details. Maybe she did something. And what do y'all think? Do y'all think that is reasonable? I'm not sure how much DJ Mustard is worth. A lot of people will see these celebrities have these divorce and these women get these huge settlements and feel like it doesn't take that much to take care of a kid. But I don't know. You never know what they negotiated when they went into court. Like, what is the kid's standard of living? Now, certain states like Texas, they can only take consider up to, it's like right under $10,000 in child support. So if you're rich, Texas is the place to have a child because they don't consider your income past $10,000. But in other states like California, it looks like Atlanta, these places like that, they give these hefty settlements. Now, again, I don't know what all came out during the divorce proceedings to make the judge go ahead and say, hey, we're going to grant this woman all this money. I mean, in my opinion, she came out on top. Now, maybe he had really good lawyers and she could have got more that she didn't. But that's a lot. So now this is what's going on. And I really don't like this, guys. I feel like, and I'm going to explain to y'all why. Give me 1 second. Let me find it. Give me 1 second. Now, DJ Mustard is reportedly filing for sole custody now. Now that he's lost the settlement, and I say lost because I mean, in his opinion, it is the loss. He's having to give out a lot of money per month. So since he lost the settlement, he decided that he wants to go ahead and file for sole custody. Did they take this post down? I saved it and I went. Hold on, give me 1 second. I don't like it when men lose a divorce proceeding and then they decide they want to go ahead and file for sole custody, especially with small children, because kids need to be, especially little girls, need to be around their mother. And yes, there are some women who are trash and they don't need to have their kids. The kid would be better off with the father. But when you think about the lifestyle that DJ Mustard lives, like he's in the entertainment industry, he is a rapper. Like his ex-wife, she's not as well known. Like she's more likely kind of to be like Kia Proctor and Cam Newton. Kia's always with her kids. Like she has a YouTube channel, but for the most part, she's all about her kids. Versus like it wouldn't make sense for Cam Newton to have joint custody because he plays football. Like he's gonna be gone most of the time. And I don't like it when men try to take their children away from the mother just because they don't want to be financially liable. Because what are you gonna do? You're gonna take the kid away from the mother just for you to either A, go try to find a girlfriend that you can convince that you're in love with her so that she'll take care of your kids, or you're just going to have to pay somebody else that's not the mother to take care of the kids. And I think for the sake of the kids, you should want to keep the kids with the mom. If you're going to either go pay somebody else anyway or find you a dummy, um, Jasmine Brown, that's going to, put their career and life on the back burner to raise your kids. I just don't think that that's right. I think that's not being considerate of the children. Let me try to find it, y'all. If you disagree, you can put it in the chat. I just don't agree with that. I think men should care about their children enough to want the child to be with the mother, especially if they know that the child is that they're not going to be at home like that anyway. Guys, I cannot find the post that was talking about him filing for joint custody, but I promise it was up. It was up on site. So maybe they got contacted to take it down. I literally saved it right before I got on here. Maybe it wasn't true that he was trying to file for sole custody. We shall see. We'll keep an eye on that. But if that is the case, that is what he's trying to do now that he lost the settlement, I don't agree with that. I feel like in that situation, maybe try to appeal the judgment and try to get a lower child support settlement. But as far as the kids coming to live with him just because he doesn't want to pay child support, that's wild. I think that's trifling. Do right by the kids. At the end of the day, if you got to pay your baby mama for your kids to be straight and you got it, just pay the woman the money, All right. So I want to talk about these hair stylists. Oh my God. Now, this is more so for the ladies, fellas. I don't know if y'all barbers are charging $400 for a haircut. I've seen some. Y'all remember back in the day when you could go to the barber college and get a haircut for $5? Now, I'm not saying that barbers should be cutting hair for those prices, because they gotta live and we don't want them to be destitute. I feel like, I watched my auntie grow up as a hairstylist and she used to work at the Caucasian salons, but she could do hair, but she was also a licensed barber too. And I feel like my aunt used to struggle just to make ends meet doing hair. And she did hair for, going on 30 years now. She's done hair. And I feel like she didn't really have a lot to show for it. So I definitely don't think that hairstylists should be out here destitute. free stream yeared connect me. Okay. I agree with you. Letting the mom take the kids. I feel like a lot of guys, men don't mind introducing his new girlfriend to the new kids, unlike the female, more conservative. Yeah, I think so too. And it just kind of depends on the female. Because if you have a trifling baby mama that's already kind of like out here before y'all had kids, she's still going to be quick to bring men around. But she was, loyal to that man for a long time. They were together for many years. um I doubt she's just gonna be bringing a whole bunch of men running through. um and also I feel like, again, it's just better mentally, for their mental health, for them to just go ahead and be with their mother. I think at a certain age, if they have sons, then that's fine for them to go with their dad, as long as he wants to actually father. Okay. But let me get back to what I was saying about these haircuts. Fellas, y'all let me know, how much do y'all pay y'all barber? Out here in Colombia, again, the cost of living is different. I saw a sign that you could get a haircut, the barber special, for 10 mil pesos, which is like $2.50. So for $2.50, you can get a barber special haircut here in Colombia. And they got bomb barbers out here. They're really good. I mean, they have bomb barbers and tattoo artists out here. So but the ladies these days that work in the beauty industry have absolutely lost their damn minds. Okay. I am seeing these stylists charge $400 for silk presses. Okay, and if y'all don't know what a silk press is, basically a woman would go in, the stylist wash and blow dry her hair, maybe deep condition it, trim it, and press it out with a flat iron. Now, if you are a black woman or a woman with curly hair, which can be any race of woman, and you don't have either keratin treated or relaxed hair, you know that pretty much that day, by the end of the night, your hair is going to be poofy. And so these hairstylists are charging these type of prices. And now that us consumers are saying something, they're like, y'all don't value us, or y'all don't understand the cost of doing business, or y'all want y'all broke. They quick to call us broke. Y'all broke and y'all want everything to be free. And it's like, hold on. There's a difference between knowing the value of money and not valuing somebody's service. And a lot of them want to sit up and call us broke just because we don't want to pay 2 months worth of an electricity bill on hair that's going to frizz up dang near as soon as we walk outside, right? A lot of hairstylists these days do half the work stylists did back in the day and charge double. Yes. And then you have the stylists who are actually licensed, who do what they're supposed to do, like what they learned in school, and they feel like because they're doing what they're supposed to do, oh, this is luxury hairstyling. No, ma'am, that's what you got taught to do in school. You wouldn't have a license if you didn't do it correctly. But because the bar is in hell and there's so many bad stylists, they feel like they should be charging $300 and $400 and $500 for a silk press just because they're a licensed cosmetologist and the other women are not. So, and then they say, well, go try to find a stylist that fits into your price range. And the thing is, they're all overcharging now. So you're going to have to pay a ridiculous amount. I have been locked since 2012. I have no idea, Mariah. Okay, I've seen natural hairstylists charging crazy amounts just to retwist locks. 45 plus tips, 50 or 55 every 2 weeks. But Carlos, how much did you used to pay in 2010? That's what I want to know. Tell the truth, shame the devil. I remember paying 10 when my parents took me to the Mexican salons. Yeah, I remember them days. And again, inflation has gone up, the cost of doing business. I understand these stylists have to pay their salon fees and booth rent and things like that. But my whole thing is, okay, stop renting out places that you can't afford. Everything don't have to be a luxury experience. Damn, people just trying to get their hair done. And second, you're supposed to split the cost of doing your business amongst your customers. I've seen stylists charge, like for a wig install, charging $700 and $800 just for them to glue a wig onto you that is gonna look nasty and like you didn't bathe after you having it on for 3 days. It's gonna start lifting. And then when you say something about it, y'all just don't value us. No, I understand the value of money, right? So ain't nobody about to pay $800 for a wig install that's not going to last. So that's some people's rent money if they live in the hood. Too many chiefs, yeah. So they will be like, okay, for this one client, they're not charging for the value of the service. They're calculating it like this. After, with this one client, I can pay my booth rent for the week, or I can pay my the ones who are charging like $2 and $3 and $4,000 per client to do hair color. They're like, oh, I can pay my salon rent for the month. Like, that's how they're thinking. And so you have all these stylists saying we don't value their work, and they're all charging these different astronomical prices. What is the true value of a service then, if it's arbitrary, if it depends on how the stylist feel? So I'm going to show y'all this crazy stylist who is in jail now because she tried to rip off her customer. Mariah is bougie since she left us North Americans behind. Just kidding. Baby, let me tell you something. I go to my hairstylist here in Colombia, Manuela. Okay. Manuela look like she been doing hair for at least 20 years. Okay. Old school stylist. And she get me right every time. And I don't pay any more than $30 to $50 every time I go to her. Okay. When I was going to my stylist in the United States, which I would still go to him, he's very good. Nick is very good. He worked at Ulta. He didn't set his prices, but he always did a good job. But at Ulta, y'all, I was spending at least anywhere from $200 to $350 every time I was getting my hair done. And I wasn't, most of the time, I'd either be going there to get a deep conditioning, keratin express. Nothing crazy. I wasn't adding any weave. I might get an all over color of black dye, and I was spending that much money for about 2 hours worth of work. Okay. Give me 1 second. Like, it's expensive to even wear your own hair these days. I can only imagine the girls that wear extensions. All right. Let me make sure y'all can see. So this crazy stylist is in jail. The caption reads, B, you not going nowhere until you pay me. Hairdresser goes ballistic, allegedly puts scissors to customer's throat and demands more money. According to Law and Crime, on September 13th, the customer paid $50 as a deposit and $410 via Zelle, but was asked to pay an additional $50 before the service conducted at Love My Hair Salon. Okay, so basically, it says before the service. So I guess the customer paid a deposit. Y'all know they all want a deposit now. That's a new school thing. I guess they feel like, because they don't do walk-ins anymore, everything is by appointment. So if somebody doesn't show up to their appointment, then they don't have any more customers. Versus in a more old school salon, they didn't really do appointments. So it's just first come, first serve. Whoever is here first is getting their hair done. I think they should try to, well, I don't know, because it's hard to mix a walk-in salon and an appointment. So I know that a lot of salons here, here in Colombia, you can set an appointment, but if you walk in the salon and it's not busy that day, they're there. They have the mentality of, we're gonna be here regardless. We're here to do hair. So a lot of these hairstylists, they don't have the same hustle. They kind of feel like, oh, well, I could be doing something else So I'm not showing up to the salon unless there's an appointment. But a lot of the times you don't get new clients like that, or especially if you don't have a big name. But at these Colombian salons, you can set an appointment or you can walk in, and if there's space, they'll fit you in. Or if you got to wait a couple hours, they'll be like, come back in 2 hours, So they more about their money over here. Um, when the customer, so basically, she paid the $50 deposit, then she paid another 410. It doesn't say what she was getting done to her hair, but I'm pretty sure we might look at it and be like, that's not worth it, unless it was braids. I feel like braiders have the right to charge those absorbent prices because braiding hair is exhausting work. Um, so it looks like she told the girl beforehand that she was going to have to pay an additional $50. They don't say what. The girl gets to the end of the service and decides, for whatever reason, she's not going to pay the additional $50. But here's the thing: it might have been reasonable. These stylists will charge you squeeze-in fees. Like, for example, if it's Friday and you hit them up and you be like, can you do my hair tomorrow? And it's short notice. Instead of them just saying, no, I can't do your hair, I don't have the time, they feel like because you booked with them 24 hours ahead of time, I'm gonna charge you another $100 or $50 as a squeeze-in fee. How do you want money or not? Do you want to work or not? Like, what? You're not doing me a favor. And I guess I'm saying this to somebody who knows how to do my own hair. It's like, ma'am, I'm paying you for the convenience of doing my hair, but like, baby, it's so many other stylists here. I'm choosing to do business with you. Do you want money or not? What you mean, squeeze and feed? Um, Not that's me in the mug shot. Yeah, like, do you want to get this money or not? I saw one story on Lovely T's channel where one of her subscribers was saying how a girl was pregnant and she charged an additional, it was either a 50 or $100 for doing customers' hair while she was pregnant. It's like, ma'am, clearly you gotta work. Like, clearly your baby daddy is not taking you off your job. Clearly you need some money, or you would just, if you're so inconvenienced by working towards the end of your pregnancy, you would just sit down somewhere, right? Or your baby daddy would pay all the bills. Why does your customers have to take on the cost of you being pregnant? I don't know any other job where they subsidize you for being pregnant, or they pay you more than they pay the average worker for coming in and working while you're pregnant. Do you need a job or no? These people are crazy. Let's continue on with the story. When the customer questioned the extra charge, Ray allegedly became enraged, cursing and threatening the client with scissors, saying, "Don't move because I got these scissors next to your face." She then reportedly blocked the customer's exit, declaring, "B, you're not going anywhere until you pay me." So they could really get her on a kidnapping or holding a hostage charge for that. The client called the police and Ray was later arrested. Yeah, because you're in the wrong. People are going to look and see that she paid for the service, and it was probably some BS that she was trying to charge her for. Ain't nobody taking your side and behind that. And then you done held scissors up to her face. I mean, if you felt like you were getting robbed, call the police and show the police some documents that she signed or show that this was in your policy. But a lot of the times, y'all, if y'all call state board on these girls, like, for example, even the licensed stylists who are charging for a hair wash and condition and dry, a hair condition and wash, well, you're required by law to wash people's heads when they come in your salon. That's supposed to be included in every service. So a lot of these fees that they're tacking on are illegal. And if you sued these hairdressers, they would lose in court. Ray was released on a $7,500 bond and is due to appear in court on October 14th. Okay, so you tripped over $50. Now you have to pay this high bond. Now you gonna lose money. Them days that you gotta go to court, you could have been taking client people. You gotta know when to just charge it to the game. Honestly and truly, the girl got paid a lot of money. It was $50. You gotta know when you've won. Because whatever she did to that girl's hair probably wasn't even worth $410. That's the problem with people. They get greedy and they don't recognize when they won. And now she's sitting up in jail having to come up off of money and time because she decided she wanted to hold her client hostage over a $50 charge that was probably not justified to begin with. And that's what I'm saying. These new stylists are losing their mind. I personally feel like for the ones like this, we need to just send them back to their 9 to 5. And that's what's happening. I'm telling you, I'm seeing so many. First of all, the economy is bad. So many people are getting laid off. But I'm seeing so many barbers and hairstylists complaining that they're not getting clientele like they used to, and they don't understand. People would start coming back to them because people don't like doing their own hair, people don't like doing their own nails, people don't like doing all that stuff. People would come back to them if they would just lower their prices, relocate to a cheaper spot. If you were a good hairstylist, your clients are going to follow you, right? Just do better is what I'm trying to say. All right, so let's get into the reason why we're here today. Now, Don Lemon, Mr. Petty Boots himself, decided that he wanted to go on the internet and call Jaguar Wright broke in the most educated way. Now, me personally, I'm not a huge Don Lemon fan. Now, I like him on the New Year's Eve streams that they used to do with CNN, but he's not on there no more. But Don Lemon would get so lifted. But overall, I ain't never really been a fan of his because he's one of those people who he's gonna do what the bosses tell him to do. He's gonna say what the bosses tell him to say. He reminds me of that element of, educated. There, okay, I gotta watch how I say this, right? Because again, I love my people, and I went to college too, right? But I feel like you have this faction of black excellence in the black community, and they feel like black excellence means that you went to college, you watch MSNBC and CNN, and you agree with everything that they say, and you just do everything by the book, and that makes you better and smarter than everybody else, and everybody else is just ignorant and uneducated. And if they have an opinion that differs from yours, it's because you're uneducated. And me myself have had to talk to several, like, there have been so many of these college educated people that I'll be in a conversation with them and they don't agree with what I'm saying, and they try to tell me to go educate myself, and they majored in something that didn't have anything at all to do in politics. They don't understand how political games work. They don't understand how media works or anything like that, and they will tell me to go educate myself and sit there with eggs on their face when I tell them I am a political science major. Then when I start asking them about different political theories from not just the United States, but around the world, they're confused. Okay, but when you're talking amongst other people who think like you feel like you're the smartest person in the room. It's crazy. Not to mention, I have met so many people who did not go to college who just have more common sense than these people. Because honestly and truly, yes, you have the educational piece of politics, but a lot of politics is just observing the world and people's intentions and motivations. Once you understand that, you can be 2 steps ahead of people. So there's a game involved in this, and they completely negate that. And the average person who's had to be out here in these streets grinding and learning from the school of hard knocks, they understand politics and the motivations of these politicians way better than most college educated people do. I promise you they do. People get degrees just to look down on others. Yes, Of course, yeah, they do. They do. They get degrees just to look down on others, and they feel like because they got a college degree in one thing that means that they are qualified to talk about other things. For example, I was talking to a lady who majored in administration. Like she majored in administration for like for example, she owned a foster care agency, right? That was her major. I forgot the exact name, and she had a master's in it too. Um, I majored in politics. So we were talking about, she was giving her opinions on, I want to say the word. It really starts with the C. I'm going to replace the C with a B. Bomunism. Okay. Again, it's election season. I'm trying not to get my channel flagged. Now, if you go Google the term of what that is, or if you look it up on Wikipedia, because we live in the United States, or at the time we did, you're not going to get a full picture of it, right? Unless you go actually read the Communist Manifesto and what Karl Marx actually thought, you would know that all that is when the workers own the means of production. But you had people who got a hold of this theory, and instead of implementing that for various reasons, it's way too long to get into it here. They implemented totalitarianism, right? So, for example, in China, they call themselves a communist country, but really they are totalitarian in government, but their economic system is very much capitalist. Y'all understand? The same thing happened during the Soviet Union, right? But people don't understand this because they don't know the history. So when I'm trying to talk to somebody who hasn't studied this and they're trying to argue with me about it, and I tell them, hey, I have a degree in this, and the lady gets mad and she was like, well, do you have your master's? No, I don't, but you don't have any degree in political science. So you literally just Googled, searched what that is, and you have no in-depth knowledge. You read the first thing that came on Google and thought that you knew something. And you don't even know that the government manipulates a lot of these Wikipedia pages, these Google pages. That's why in college, they tell you Wikipedia is not a source that you can cite. I'm not saying it's not a place you can start from. I'm saying it's manipulated as well. A lot of people have degrees but don't work in that career field. I work at a credit union. I'm in finance, and a lot of people think that I got a degree in finance, but I don't. And you know what? I feel like a lot of the times, if you don't necessarily have to work where you have a degree, if you're willing to learn and get the experience and learn the business. But you got people who never really spent a lot of time learning a particular subject, who don't understand. I still need to learn, watch, and observe. They feel like they can talk to you like you're dumb or beneath them, and they have no outside of MSNBC, seeing mainstream news. They have no training in that field, or they might read certain books by people that they already like, but they're unwilling to, because they don't look at it as a discipline worth studying in all facets. They are not able to see things from multiple angles because they only listen to people that they like. They are only getting one side, and they come trying to tell you something like you slow. Now that I know what I like, I would go back to get my degree in finance. Yeah, but see, you've already got that experience, and I'm pretty sure you went in there with the okay. I need to learn. I need to look. I need to see. Right. Then when you go get, I promise you, when you go get the degree, you'll be sitting there like, well, that's not how that works in real time, or that's not how that works in practice, or that sounds good in theory, but that's not how that really works out, because you've had that on the job experience. And that's why I say it's two parts of this. It's the what goes on in the real world, and then there's the theory of it that you learn in college, right? A lot of people, they are not even, they're because they're not going to college to learn these things, but they're only thinking about how these things apply in theory from what they're learning on mainstream news and the books from the people that they like. You get what I'm trying to say? But they don't think about it in practical terms. a lot of politics is a psychological thing. It's a psychological game as well. If you understand psychology really well, then you can grasp the intentions of these politicians. So basically, I went on a long tangent. Don Lemon is running interference for Jay-Z and Beyonce. Now, y'all know, like, again, I kind of have mixed feelings about Jay-Z and Beyonce, because I do feel like I went back and I watched this interview that Beyonce did at the beginning of her marriage with Jay, and she looked so bright-eyed and happy and young and optimistic. Let me see if I saved that. Did I see that on here? You know what? I think I saved it on YouTube. If I can find it, I'm gonna go ahead and find it so that y'all can see the difference. Like, when I look at her now, she seems like the soul has left her body. And I honestly and truly don't think that Beyonce understood what she was signing up for when she married that man. I think she was really in love and infatuated with him. And I don't think that she understood that Jay-Z was looking for an R&B starlet. You know, his relationship with her was very intentional, and not for the reasons that she thinks that it was. You know, he always because again, rap has a shorter shelf life than an R&B starlet. I mean, Diana Ross had a long career, a long and very fruitful career, and there aren't too many rappers in the industry who are going to be able to sell out large venues or get residencies. Like, a lot of rappers can't even get a Vegas residency because nobody is paying to just come and hear you, you know, say lyrics on stage, and you're not the one doing all the dancing. You might have backup dancers. It's not a an art that has the same longevity as like a singer or somebody who can sing and dance. You know, Britney Spears could probably, if she got her mind right, go and do a Vegas residency right now and it would sell out, because there's still a lane for that. Versus Jay-Z, all these other times that he's went on tour, he's had to go with Beyonce. So I think that he understood that after a while, he was going to need a starlet that was going to keep him in position. And he chose Beyonce as that person to do that. Right? A minute. Okay, I think I found it. I think this is it. Mm, give me 1 minute. Wow, she just looked so happy. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Oh, this is it. This is it. Let me see if I can blow this up some more. Oh, I want to make this bigger, but it's a short. Okay, let me try to make it bigger. I'm going to make myself smaller. I want y'all to look into her eyes. Again, guys, if y'all are coming in, please make sure that you hit the like button, please. That helps people know that I'm on live. Y'all know I'm trying to grow. All right. So basically Oprah asked her, how did you find time to get married?
You know, it's difficult because I had to really learn how to have boundaries and how to have balance. I'm sorry.
That's both. You need both.
I need boundaries and balance. And it was great because
Look at her eyes. Like they have that sparkle, lighting, shine. I haven't seen Beyonce now. Like I understand why people say she looks like she's on something now or that she's always in a daze because when I'm thinking about how she looks now to how bright her eyes are in this interview, it's like two different people.
it's something that I never have really talked about. And I still feel like it was difficult because and it still is because I'm so excited about it.
Mhm.
But it's important that I keep things that are pure and real in perspective and I keep it separate from my performance life.
But do you like being?
There's a saying like, don't wake a woman up that's in love, right? Because it's like you're crushing her dreams. And I feel, y'all see the way she talks about it, like she feels like this connection is pure, it's real, it's genuine. But I mean, we all saw that elevator scene. We all saw that her sister was laying hands and feet on her, literally laying hands and feet on her man. And she just stood there and let it happen. And I believe she did that because he deserved it. Whatever he did was bad enough to where Beyonce was just over him. So it's like, I feel like she came into this green, naive. You know, I don't believe she dated many people before she dated him.
Being a wife? Do you like being a wife as opposed to a girlfriend?
It feels great, but I can say to make sure you have your own life before you're someone else's wife. And and I mean that.
Yes.
Man, it was so sad to watch that because I'm like, this is not the same woman. So I said all that to say, I had mixed feelings, because I don't really think Beyonce knew what she was getting herself into. Now, you got people like Jaguar Wright who was saying that she's just like this mean and nasty person. And you know, you got people saying that she's a witch, that she's done a lot of things. And honestly and truly, that might all be true. But I feel like I feel like a lot of things she probably wouldn't have done if Jay-Z would not have dragged her into all that. Does that make sense? Y'all can let me know if you disagree. Okay. Give me 1 second. No, I thought I saved that. Okay, are people just deleting stuff? Cause I saved a post. Here we go. Okay. Now, Don Lemon, again, I feel like he's going to do the bidding of whoever is in charge. He's always running interference. Same way Stephen A. Smith is always running interference for the establishment. We're going to get into him a little bit later. But I'm going to share to y'all what Don Lemon had to say. And this is another reason why. Y'all will see as he talks why he gets on my nerves. So, it says Don Lemon addresses those who constantly ask why the Carters don't threaten to sue Jaguar Wright. And he says there's nothing to collect. Okay, let's see what he says. Ooh, hold on.
Well, why isn't Jay-Z and Beyonce threatening to sue Jaguar Wright? Jaguar Wright probably is what legal people call judgment proof, meaning there's nothing to collect if you sue someone civilly. So why on earth would you sue them? Also,
I'm going to stop calling people broke. I'm going to call them judgment proof, okay?
when she doesn't go on a big platform like that, basically she's just like standing in the edge of the ocean, just screaming into the ocean. Or she's like your crazy aunt at the picnic or the cookout, and you just go, oh yeah, this is my aunt talking whatever.
Okay, so before Jaguar Wright even went on Piers Morgan, if you're out on these internet streets if you watch real life street stars, like if you watch, like they have 1 million and something followers. Like I heard about Jaguar Wright before I went on Piers Morgan. So the culture heard of her, knew what she was saying, right? And this whole the crazy auntie, and that's what I'm saying. These type of people think that everybody is crazy and slow because auntie might know something. All right. But I don't think I think people did used to kind of think that Jaguar Wright was crazy, but with time, she is being vindicated, right? Things are coming out. So I wouldn't say that this woman is all the way 1000% crazy. Now, is everything that she's saying true? I don't know. Time will tell. Some of these things we might not ever know. She might be telling the truth about some things, but putting 20 on 10 about other things. That doesn't mean that she doesn't have something valuable to bring to the conversation. And she was been speaking up about Diddy before the feds raided. So again, the stuff she's been talking about has some merit to it. So I wouldn't dismiss her as like the crazy aunt. And she has been going on big platforms. What Don Lemon means to say is mainstream media. And he's talking about Caucasian people. And again, for people who watch me that are Caucasian, I have nothing against y'all. But we do know that it kind of reaches a different level. Like once something goes on media that Caucasian people watch. So for example, the vast majority of real life street stars audience is probably not Caucasian people. They probably do have many that watch them because again, they have 1.5 million subscribers, right? But that's probably not the majority. Whereas, you know, Piers Morgan, the majority of people that watch him, first of all, he's in Britain, so he's across the pond. You're going to see a lot of middle-aged or older white people tuning in to watch Piers Morgan, right? So in his mind, if it's in the mind of Jay-Z and Beyonce, apparently, because they didn't care until she went on Piers Morgan, the white people seeing it and knowing about these alleged incidences is what validates Jaguar Wright. When it's just us, you know, regular old, you know, colored folks listening to her, it doesn't matter.
When she goes on a platform as big as Piers Morgan, it amplifies it to millions of people, his subscribers and viewers, and people who aren't even his subscribers and viewers, just millions more people. He has a responsibility on his platform to put on truthful people. And if he doesn't, he could lose millions of dollars. They can collect that. He could also lose his entire platform.
Okay, so again, at this point, it's a he said, she said thing, right? Because with that, he's insinuating that what Jaguar Wright was saying is a lie. But we don't know. All it is Beyonce and Jay-Z are saying the allegations are false. Jaguar Wright is saying she was telling the truth. You had Jay and Beyonce. Basically, the lawyer said that they didn't send a cease and desist. It was basically a threat, you know, of legal action. But again, they didn't care about it until Caucasian people saw it. But guess what? That genie is already out the bottle. We've been known. But once she did that interview, everybody that needed to see it saw it. So there's already poison in the water. The well already tainted. So that did the damage it was intended to do. And my whole thing is, y'all remember with the whole Cardi B thing and Tasha K? So y'all remember, first of all, Tasha K is not rich. Cardi B had way more money than her. But Cardi B understood what Jay and Beyonce don't, is that YouTube has way more validity with the Gen Z and the millennials than Piers Morgan does, right? That's exactly why when we're going to talk about Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, that's exactly why Donald Trump is going on all of these YouTubers' platforms and doing these long form interviews, because he understands what Kamala Harris doesn't, and really she don't want to come do these long form interviews. She wants to be able to control the interview. Donald Trump is going on these interviews and answering these people's questions, right? But he understands that people are not sitting in front of the TV at the same time every night watching Piers Morgan, not in the way that they get on YouTube and they might catch a replay or they might catch a live or something like that. People have their specific, people are watching independent news. People are watching celebrity bloggers. So it's way more impactful to have the ear of YouTube watchers than people that watch the news these days. So that's just people not wanting to get with the times, but let's continue.
Because they could sue him into oblivion. That's why. Okay, this is for everyone.
And there's rumors, and then there's.
So this is the attorney clarifying what he said to Piers Morgan.
Nonsense, and this is one step further, right? This is a pointed and formal accusation of something, and I felt it needed to be responded to. So I think somebody reported it was a cease and desist.
If I was Piers Morgan, honestly and truly, I would have said, sue me then. Because guess what? As soon as Beyonce and Jay-Z try to take anybody to court over false allegations and claims, I promise you them victims are going to start coming out the woodworks.
It wasn't that. It was...
So I wonder what happened behind the scene. But this is something that, I mean, I understood they had to respond. Right? I really don't think they want that smoke like that.
Quite bluntly, an ultimatum, which is remove that false accusation that's demonstrably false, or a court's going to order you to. And so I think he made the wise choice and acted accordingly.
He meaning Piers Morgan.
Removing it and apologizing for it, yes. What changed here in my mind is that somebody...
And if y'all watched that apology, it was so half-hearted.
On a so-called journalistic platform, exploited that kind of random rumor mill, whether it's disconnected from reality or what have you, and lifted it up. If
I was Piers Morgan, I would have been defending my vetting process. You understand? Because now they're making it seem like he doesn't vet. And so if I was Piers, he did kind of throw shade while he was giving his apology. But if I was Piers Morgan, I wouldn't come and necessarily say that the stuff that Jaguar Wright is saying is true, but I would explain to people the vetting process that I went through to have her on.
By doing that, you know, they not only caused harm here, but they are also droning out the voices of real victims. And by doing that, to get clicks. And there's rumors, and then there's nonsense, and this is one step further, right? Okay. This is a pointed and formal accusation of something.
People going online and going on television, having fun with that Diddy story, making up all kinds of stories and allegations. Well, you better be careful about what you say, because Beyonce and Jay-Z, they're not messing around. If you don't believe me, watch this clip from Piers Morgan. He found out the hard way.
Well, Jay, you were right. Unexpected.
And don't let me sound like a hater, because, sir, didn't you just get fired from CNN? Like, it's giving you're a hater. It's giving messy hater.
He made several serious allegations about Jay-Z and Beyonce during that interview. As I said in the moment, they were not present to respond or defend themselves, but now they have. Their lawyers contacted us to say that those claims were totally false and have no basis in fact, and we've therefore complied with the legal request to cut them from the original interview. Editing interviews is not something we do lightly at a show called Uncensored.
Y'all see that shade he was trying to throw? Like, we really didn't want to edit this. This is... he was trying to let it be known y'all are trying to censor the interview. Like, that's not what we're about here. You're going against our values.
But like the proverbial cries of fire in a crowded theater, there are legal limits on us too. And we apologize to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Okay, so Piers Morgan was letting it be known. The only reason why we are apologizing is because of these legalities. Like, I'm not apologizing because I felt like the woman is lying. I'm not apologizing because I felt like you innocent and you didn't do it. I'm not even apologizing because I felt like I was wrong. I'm apologizing because I don't got time for the BS and to be dealing with the laws Fine, I'm gonna take it out. Well, here, damn, is what it's giving. Y'all know them British people be throwing that shade just so eloquently. Okay. And lastly, we're gonna get into Stephen A. Smith. Now, a lot of people are saying that lately Stephen A. Smith has been talking too much and that he should, be quiet and stick to sports. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't like it when people when athletes give their opinions on certain things. I don't like it when people say they should dribble a ball, just continue to dribble a ball. I don't like it when people who are involved in sports speak up about certain things that people be like, oh, you should just focus on sports. With that said, if you're talking on a sports platform, you should just stick to sports. Y'all understand? Like, if it's on ESPN, like, for example, there's no reason why Stephen A. Smith should be on ESPN giving his opinion on Nicki Minaj. Y'all understand? Like, it's not platform appropriate, but if he wants to give his opinions on his Instagram account or his Twitter accounts, or if he goes on a platform and they ask him his opinion about cultural and political topics, I believe, he should be able to speak on that. I mean, this is America. We have freedom of speech. You can't tell somebody, a lot of the same people that be like, you should just stop speaking on things or be quiet. If Stephen A. Smith was getting on TV saying things that they agreed with, they wouldn't care that he was on a sports platform talking about it. So a lot of the times, if people feel like you should or should not be speaking on something, depends on if they do or do not like you. You understand? You don't have to agree with everything people say. You can question their motives and intentions for saying the things that they do. You can disagree all the way with what they say. Well, say why you disagree or question their motives and intentions. But I feel like to just tell somebody outright, shut up, you shouldn't. You're like, shut up. You don't have the right to have an opinion about anything else other than sports. That's crazy. So let me find the clip. Here it is. Brits are arguably the most arrogant people on earth. They are the OGs of racism. I've heard that. I don't know though. I've never been there, but I've heard people say that, or that there's like this shady undertone of it. One day I'm gonna go and tell y'all. Because, baby, they gave Meghan Markle the blues. And I'm like, baby, sister girl is biracial and they ain't having it.
Okay.
All right. So this says Stephen A. Smith says Diddy especially wins if his defense team can get the leaked tape of Diddy assaulting Cassie removed from trial evidence. Y'all know that tape that we all saw? Preventing the jury from seeing it. I'm sure they've already seen it. I mean, I guess there could be a situation where the judge tells them you can't consider this when y'all are making your deliberations, but like subconsciously it's already there. Stephen A. Smith asserts that Diddy stands to gain significantly if his legal team succeeds in excluding the leaked tape of the alleged assault on Cassie from the trial evidence, thereby keeping it from the jury view. So let's hear what he had to say. So this is what he said on the Stephen A. Smith show.
And of course, his mother, Janice Combs, showed up walking into the federal courthouse as well. So his family's there in full support of him. I was just taken aback by them making noise about the video being leaked, because I was like, how the hell is that going to help him? But in the end, when you really think about it, it does kind of help him in the court of public opinion, because whenever a black man is...
Okay. The court of public opinion is not the court. Okay, let him finish his thought. And then I'm going to explain what
being prosecuted. And we think that the government has done something salacious or unethical in their pursuit of him. We gonna side with him.
No, we not. You gonna side with him. I'm not siding with P. Diddy for nothing. And okay, Stephen A. Smith is not completely wrong. I have seen, and I don't know. Here's the thing with the internet, y'all. It's like you can't believe anything you hear and only half of what you see, because a lot of these people in the comment section are real people, and then a lot are bots. And it's getting harder and harder to tell the difference between real people and bots, right? So I do think there is an element of people who exist that are on Diddy's side and feel like he's getting done wrong or he's getting lined up. But honestly and truly, probably the majority of the people that are on his side probably only feel that way because they got some weird behaviors going on in the background too. The rest of us who been hearing about this stuff, been knowing this stuff, like, we don't care how he got lined up or for what reason. Like, yes, I'm pretty sure there are bigger fish than Diddy to fry. Like, and I want them to get fried. That don't mean we can't fry this fish right now. And honestly and truly, if it means keeping these kids and these young boys and these young girls safe, I don't care how many videos they leak. Get this man off the dang streets. That's how I feel about it. So I'm not sitting over here like, oh, yep, they doing another black man wrong. No, and I think most people aren't sitting around thinking like that. Is there an element of that does exist? Yes. Be it real, fake, or a combination of both. But I don't think that's gonna help his case all that much, because that tape is not the only thing that they have in evidence. The feds raided his house. They have tapes allegedly of him on camera doing certain things. They have them bottles of baby oils. They have so much other stuff that they're going to be presenting at the trial other than the tape with Cassie, right? And then you got all these victims coming forward that honestly and truly, I think that that video with Cassie's probably just the tip of the iceberg here. So I don't think that's gonna help him, or if that gets thrown out, then it completely alters the trajectory of the case. I don't think we've even scratched the surface. There's so much that we don't know. So I don't think
At
this
least
was an
to a
intelligent
degree
take.
in terms of pointing out the kind of links they will go through to take them down. We're also hearing that they're coming with additional charges down the pike. This is just the start. It ain't the finish line. But by doing this, their belief is that that's going to help them in the court of public opinion. I don't know if they're wrong. They might be right about that. But they especially win if they get that tape removed and it's not allowed to be seen by the 12 jurors that's going to be assigned to decide whether or not he's going to jail for 20, 25 years, the 40 years, the rest of his life, or whether he's going to be made to be a free man.
But okay, first of all, Stephen A. Smith was so sure when he said he wins, especially if he gets that, if they can get that removed from trial evidence. He said that like he Annalise Keating, baby, and he know that he know that he know. Okay, it's like I don't figured it out. I don't figure it out. And I'm like, sir, no, it's not that simple, because Diddy has a RICO charge. So there's money involved in this. There's smegs trafficking. Cassie, again, is not the only victim here. So it's like, yeah, if that was the only thing that the feds had to stand on, that might derail the case. But they have so many other charges and so much other evidence coming down the line that ain't nothing in the grand scheme of things. His boule, just like Diddy and Jay-Z. Okay, well, I don't know if y'all see my comment, but I did leave a comment. I said, it's giving you went to a party or two, Steven, because that's what it's giving. Because honestly and truly, you couldn't pay me to be sitting up on anybody's platform giving advice about how Diddy can win this case. You know, like, I would either not talk about it, or if I talked about it, I would just, I'm like, I wouldn't want to look like I was on his side in any kind of way. And yeah, Stephen A. Smith didn't say that he doesn't believe the victims and that he's on Diddy's side, but like, why are you even suggesting these things and suggesting evidence getting thrown out so that he could have a chance at winning? It looked like you might want this man to get off. Are you on some tapes, Steven? Are you connected in any kind of way to this whole Diddy situation? I don't know. I think a lot of celebrities are nervous right now. I think it's over for the industry, honestly and truly. I think y'all know how they're having all these mass layoffs in multiple industries. We've seen it in nursing. We've seen it in tech. I mean, we've seen it in so many industries now that, I mean, I think right before our eyes, the music industry said, hey, we're having a layover and y'all services are no longer required. We're downsizing. We're no longer hiring. And a lot of these celebrities did not get the memo until now. So now y'all get it. Y'all see your king is in jail. You've been put on notice and we don't need y'all anymore. That's basically what's going on at this point. He wants to get invited to the Diddy parties. Y'all, did y'all see where Bow Wow was saying that it's not fun anymore? Like he was like, since Diddy went in jail, Bow Wow said since Diddy went to jail, it's not fun. There's nothing to do anymore. The industry dry. It don't have no motion. But it's crazy how so many of these people, and when I think about it, yes, like a lot of those celebrity parties and get-togethers before all of this, came down the line and the hammer fell, Diddy was always involved in the mix. So people are saying it's dry. It ain't nothing to do. Y'all got to understand these celebrities aren't booking any shows. Tisa Tells was talking about how Cardi fans are mad at her because she was letting a cryptocurrency scam go on in her comment sections for her followers, and they thought it was an accident, but she in fact gave permission for this. So like a lot, and Cardi B has came out and talked about how these brands are not paying. So we're coming to a point in time where people can't rely on big brands. We're going to have to move on doing business with each other, working for ourselves. I'm not saying quit your job if you have one, but you got to figure out, you got to think this job can let me go at any time. And I need to have another way to make some money for myself where can't nobody hire or fire me. Y'all understand? He said it's over for Diddy, but he'd rather Diddy lose everything than him go to jail. They are all in the club. Yeah, I saw a post today. No, I'm not going to talk about that. Basically, a lot of these people are connected, right? So they got to the places that they are by knowing somebody. Or a lot of the times, I think when we say like conspiracy theory, we feel like everybody got in a big room and agreed on something. And I think it's more simple than that. It's a person kind of just like vetted you, got to know you, maybe even got something to use against you. They know your weaknesses. So they know they can put you in position as an individual, and you're going to do whatever they ask of you. And if you can get everybody that works up under you to do that without even having to come together and have this conversation about it, then you have a well-oiled machine that works for you. And I think that's what goes on in a lot of these situations. Like it's something that doesn't have to be talked about because everybody's on the same type of time. Everybody thinks the same. There's no diversity of thought. Everybody has a weakness that can be manipulated or used to control them in some way. So if you can get a team of people together like that, man, it's up. Look at Shaq's allegations right now and look at him. He's Black Boule and a Mason, and he lives on Star Island next to Diddy. Do the math. I didn't see the Shaq allegations. Hold on. I'm about to Google it. Shaq been weird. I remember he did that. He did an interview basically saying how it was his fault that him and Shani split and she was a good woman. He did an interview and then like a couple days later, you're out with two working women. And it's like, sir, do Do you feel remorse? Have you grown or not? Because at your big age and all the women that you done ran through for over like 20 years now, you would think that you would sit down somewhere. Like y'all not even like you ain't tired yet. You ain't been there and done that. And that's what be making when men get that age and they're still like that, that's lets me know you just nasty, like you nasty and you a weirdo, and these women are probably doing things to you in the bedroom that you like, like that's why a lot of these industry men, y'all will see y'all that they pass the same chicks around. A lot of these relationships are contracted, so they only deal with certain girls that they feel like are under contract and are not going to go tell their secrets, right? But if these women came out and told y'all what kind of stuff these men were into, like y'all remember that chick that came out and talked about how Odell Beckham Jr. likes to get, they call it a scat fetish, like he likes to get number two on. He like dookie on him, and he didn't deny it, once the woman put that out there. But I mean, that's probably just the tip of the iceberg. And I actually know for a fact this industry exists because I have a friend who is beautiful. Like she's more of an acquaintance, she's more of an associate. But if you see her, she gives the look along the vein of a Princess Love. She has that Blasian look going, but she's from Laos, So, those Southeast Asians, a lot of them, the Cambodians, the people from Laos and certain parts of Vietnam, they're darker skinned. They look real Blasian. They look black and Asian. That type of, aesthetic, and she got approached by an NBA player in Florida to do a contract. She was going to do a contracted relationship. But ended up happening is she ended up working things out with her boyfriend, and she decided to just not go and stay with her man and all that. So she didn't go through with it, but that exists, and they will even contract everything down to how many kids you're going to have with this man. Like a lot of this is theater. It's theater. A lot of these men are seen with the same women because it's like once her contract is up, she just goes to the next dude and signs a contract with him. That is the thing. I love South Asian women. Can't lie. They are gorgeous and very nice women. Yeah, she is gorgeous, very pretty, very nice, very like, she definitely was like, I'm gonna use my looks to my advantage, but she's definitely a sweetheart. And I could see like if she didn't, I promise y'all, like if she did not get back with her boyfriend, she'd be one of the chicks that all these men are like lusting after. You know what I'm trying to say? Like up there, right on par with a Princess Love. Probably to me, she got it. It's some sick stuff rich Western guys do over these, especially in Bangkok, man. But it's not just Western men. Do y'all know what goes on in Dubai? Do y'all know what goes on in Dubai? Okay, what y'all gotta understand about Dubai is a man-made city. They figured out that oil was in that area, so overnight you had people who were like farmers basically become hood rich. Okay, that's why you go to Dubai. A lot of the people from there that got rich off of that oil, they got Louis, Gucci, they got everything. They hood rich. Okay, they big flexers. They don't act like old money, but it's like those men get off on seeing what their money can do now. So they pay women, these men in the Middle East pay women to fly from the United States, and they pay them $50,000 for the to be human porta potties. Okay. So how that works is they might say, okay, we're going to pay you this much up front to fly over here. I'm going to use the restroom in here, and you're going to get the rest when you swallow it. And they doing it. I lived in an apartment complex with a girl who did that. Left, went to Dubai, came back, balling. Do you understand? And I don't want to sound like I'm glorifying that, because it ain't no way. You couldn't pay me no amount of money. But for somebody who grew up in poverty, that's life-changing money. And a lot of those men just get off and seeing, hey, my money will make somebody be a urinal for me, be a toilet for me. Kind of like how Young Miami was for Diddy. Okay, now you get with Diddy, and now you doing interviews talking about golden showers, and you like getting rained on. Girl, are you crazy? But okay, guys, if y'all are just coming in, please remember to hit the like button. That's really all I had to talk about today. Thank y'all for everybody that showed up. I will be back at the lunch hour tomorrow, 12:05 live. Again, if you want to do any type of coaching, if you need help with any type of issue in your life, I got you. Hit me up at ThePassportSis@gmail.com. If you're interested in moving abroad and you need help with that, hit me at ThePassportSis.com. I got a lot of work to do, so I'm going to get off of here with y'all. But I really appreciate y'all for showing up and showing love and supporting. Thank you. You have a blessed night as well, Jamal. I will see y'all tomorrow. Again, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Yes, I'm begging because I'm on the way to 1,000. We almost there. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good night.